Don't let the pretty music fool you. It is Chaz Plays Live. How you doing? As if the title didn't spoil this one for you. This is Unlimited SaGa. This is a game that I gave the benefit of the doubt to when I first saw it eons ago. Back in the year of our Lord 2002. And I liked the style of the graphics. It was very pretty, very arty, very delicious pixel art in the battle system. And I thought it maybe got a underrated game for sure. And I thought it was I thought it got a bad rap at the time. Because at the time I still had some faith in Square Enix. And then I played it last night. Oh boy. It's faith in Square Enix, oof. Yeah, I know, right? This was during the Dark Age. This was during the fall of their greatness. They went from the golden age of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 when they merged with Enix. That's when shit started to go off the rails. And this game is probably one of the first red flags of that dropping quality. Because even though there were some games on the PlayStation 1 that would make kind of make a little bit of a dent in Square's pedigree at the time, Urguys kind of comes to mind in that regard. But we'll get to that game later, because that one, Urguys is, that's a game where I was completely wrong about. But this one, yeah, you know what, we'll get into it when we get into it. But welcome to the stream, mascot. Let me get the chat in here. Yeah, it is a drop of quality. Like, if I had to sum it up, the impression I got after playing it yesterday, not on stream, but just offline, because, you know, it felt like playing something offline, was, I felt like I was playing Lunar Dragon Song. That's what it felt like playing. Because, we got the HP draining mechanic on basic shit. In this case, attacks drain HP in this game. Whereas Dragon Song, your HP drops when you're just moving around on the map. And then there is the biggest, what was it? God, I said this thing 3 times and I can't even remember it off the top of my head. It was the HP drain mechanic. And, Damn. Okay, hang on. I literally had a conversation with Grok about this. Because I had to know if the Dragon Song devs had any relation or connection to the Unlimited SaGa devs, because it felt so... It just felt so fucking familiar. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, basic mechanics that use HP, that use up precious HP for SaGa, attacking, Dragon Song, walking. No adherence to the traditional RPG systems or the series' inherent progression systems. In this case, SaGa departing from its original way of stat progression, where at the end of battle, a random stat would go up depending on the actions you used. And in this game, you don't get any growth until you leave the map or complete a quest. And then in Dragon Song, the Althena conduct system, which split where you had to decide if you wanted XP or if you wanted items from battle. And the big one that connected the both of them together for me is the use of delivery jobs and selling items to make money. Now, since you're familiar with this game, Mascot, I think you can already tell which character I played yesterday. And then last, the high chance of unwinnable scenarios. In which case, with this, I got into a position where my characters got split up in a place called the Vale because a bridge broke down, and the character that got dropped down a cliff, I haven't played this in a while, but I remember the guy with the weird nightmares always fucked me. The character that got split off from the party had the phobia growth panel. What was that, Sarah? Are you knocking down stuff? Silly cat. The character that got dropped down into the abyss, they had a phobia of undead monsters. So, wouldn't you know it, she runs into an undead monster, and she can't damage it, because the debuff of phobia drops your damage against that monster type. And also, you cannot run from battles in this game. You must kill your enemy or die. So I died. And lost about an hour of progress. And with Dragon Song, well, with the HP drop, the resource management, and you can get stuck into a position where you are just utterly and completely fucked if you don't know what's ahead or you have any form of foresight. So, yeah, you can see why I think that somehow Dragon Song is connected to this game in terms of design philosophy, but apparently not. Apparently the dev teams have no connection to each other, there's no overlap or crossover. But there's still the possibility that one day these guys had lunch together and compared notes. But anyways, I don't know why. I know why I'm doing this, because I feel like showing off this abomination. I feel like maybe I can figure something out while I'm streaming the game. Maybe I can find the diamond in the rough. I'm a stubborn asshole. So, yeah. So, welcome to Unlimited SaGa. I do like the SaGa games. SaGa Frontier is one of my favorites. Except for Blue's storyline. Blue's storyline pissed me the fuck off. It just ends like that. Not only that, but before it ends, before Blue's story ended, it's like the whole fucking reason for his story was just completely asinine. It just, like, I had a whole rant on it. I think I even clipped it out, too. I made a clip of it. Hey, game, do you wanna... Okay, good. So, the character I started off with when I played last night offline was Ventus. This Yahoo right here. He's a carrier, so his main gimmick is delivering items and shit as he searches for what happened to his brother who may or may not be dead.
That's right, I am the man. I'll defeat my brother's killer.
Yeah, he is the man, supposedly. And I kind of like this designer's note thing they added to the characters if you look at them. Like, Ventus designer's note. If you don't mind working as a carrier, go for it. By taking carrying jobs, you'll be financially secure. So this may be a good first character to play as. Doubt. I don't think any character in this game is a good first character to play as, just because the game does not tell you how these fucking mechanics work. And even I'm still not able to figure out most of it. Like, this is a game where you definitely need the instruction manual, or an FAQ, or Grok, or maybe all the above. Because it don't tell you shit. And I know this is back in the day in PlayStation 2 that you know, tutorials were not all the rage like they are now, but there were some games that, you know, even then, before tutorials were a thing. It's okay, silly, you still arrived on time. But even then, it's like, even games back then, they had a way of teaching you how to play the game without having a literal tutorial. Like, we'll take Mega Man X for instance. The level design itself, the brief spat of time you have to at the beginning of the stage allows you to, you know, get used to the controls, understand what they are by pressing the buttons and shit, and then it'll present you with a gap to jump over. Yeah, obviously this is how you jump. You learn how the wall jump when you fucking beat the giant bumblebee mini boss in the intro stage, and you have to climb out of the fucking pit by wall jumping. It's like there is a way through game mechanics and level design that can teach you how to play games. And this is PS2 era where you could do that with an RPG through just the characters telling you dialogue and shit, as it has always been done in other games. Like, for instance, Nightmare of Jiraga, which is also on PS2, which I will play at some point, because I am enjoying that one. The characters, in their own fun little fourth wall breaking way, tell you how certain game mechanics work, and you understand how to play the game that way. This game doesn't tell you shit!
What do you think you're looking at? Come any closer to me and you'll get hurt.
And I think this character is probably more intended to be the first character you should be playing, so we'll go with her. Laura, the ex-pirate.
This is Niva Kalina. It is the hamlet where I first met Laura.
That's a male voice?
The funeral of her husband, Pablo, has just ended. But it was a funeral without a body. Her beloved Pablo died in an accident while traveling.
Oh, poor lady.
Only his glasses were left behind. The cracked lenses gave little clue as to Pablo's fate.
What? I'm not doing any of this. This is pure cutscene, it seems. This game looked like it existed 20 years ago. Yeah, pretty much. This was 2002. So a year after Wizardry Tales of the Forsaken Land. Though to be fair, different developers. Also, funny how we had voice acting for the mysterious male voice that sounded very feminine, and we get no voice acting for our main character, and whoever the Armin-looking character is over there. I will not be giving any form of voice acting for this, because this game infuriates me. At least it has so far. Hopefully Laura's campaign will be a bit more tolerable. So apparently we are at a funeral, and got attacked by things, and Armin over here decided to bump into us, and we get into a fight. And they don't know I'm pressing X to doubt.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, now we get voice acting. Another thing that kind of irks me about this game is the way the cutscenes go here. Like, the artwork in general it's okay. It's not offensive, except in the case of a certain other character. But, the comic bubbles, like, it feels very budget. Like, absurdly budget for a Square Enix title. And it just has that little, it just has a chintzy feel to it when it comes to these cutscenes. Like, I can live with it, but I just can't, it still scratches me in the back of my head. Because it's like, it doesn't look good. Because imagine, it's like, this is the PlayStation 2. It's 2002. And you got games like Wizardry Tales of the Forsaken Land. You got a couple other games. I can't remember the dates they came out, but Square Enix at this time had a high pedigree of quality. And then they pump out something like this. Alright. Now, this game is another gripe I'm going to give it, though it's not a huge one, is that everything this game is very menu driven. It is super menu driven. There is exploration, but I'm going to put quotation marks on that. Because it's not exploration the way you're used to in RPGs. And as far as the town system goes, it's a lot more simplified compared to SaGa Frontier. Where SaGa Frontier, you kind of did have just like a static image of the town, but your character can move from point to point on the map to the points of interest within that town setting. Here, it's just straight up fucking menu. So I was not paying attention. I should have paid attention. So we'll go to the inn. The inn is where you can do shops, you can buy shit, you can go on adventures or quests, fix up your equipment or save your game, or get information. I know, pay attention. Kingdom of SaGa has fallen, so another ancient kingdom since Iskanar's time has vanished. And, here's another gripe for the pile. I'm pressing buttons, except one particular button, and I cannot advance dialogue, and I cannot exit out. Whoa! Whoa, wait. Okay. I didn't notice this shit, fuck. Okay. So triangle will exit out of information, but I pressed the D-pad just now, and it switched to that other character. I didn't realize this was a thing. And I'm gonna blame my color blindness for this degree, because I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but the menu at top here, Customer Norman, Tourist Catalina, Customer Ugo, Exit, the background and text blend in hard for me. So I did not even notice that there were extra options in the dialogue here for other people. I always thought it was just one person, so, you know, I'm gonna fault myself for that one. Pay attention. It's called here suspicious looking characters. Yeah. Good to know. Okay, cool, great. I'm going to overwrite Ventus, cause, fuck him. Fuck you, Ventus. So, actually, back up. We should probably go on an adventure. I'm the only one. Yeah, that tends to happen. Take Henry to Fafton. First step is Wanda. Okay, yeah, that's what we want to do. Pablo's elementary school. Wow, we get
Pablo.
a 3D cutscene. Okay. Cool game. So this is exploration for the game. You use the thumbstick to rotate that little halo above your character towards the question mark, and you hold it there for a second or two. And boom, there you go. This tries to play like a tabletop game. Who's this fine gentleman? Oh, that's Henry. Okay. He's got some pretty bad stats. Actually, let me look at his. Let me look at him for a bit. Does he have any magic tablets? Maharaja, buy an item at an expensive. Why would you do that? Why would you have that? Is that a penalty panel? Oh boy. Yeah. What's your question? What you want to ask, silly? Okay then. So when it comes, you have 3 Adrians while having 5 Enriques. What are you? If you have 3 Adrians and 5 Enriques, what are you? I'm 4 Pablos, clearly. Excuse me. That's what I said. I'm four Pablos. Technically wrong, but also technically right. The best kind. So, on the map here, as you're moving about, certain things can happen. You can run into enemies, you can find a treasure chest randomly, and certain events will happen. But also, depending on your character, they may have certain map skills that can allow you to do things on the field. In which case, our girl Laura here has Ura, which helps us walk quietly and deal with dangerous situations. And Eavesdrop, which allows us to detect monsters by listening. Our boy Henry has absolutely jack shit. So let's use Ura, or rather, let's use Eavesdrop. Ah, those dots must be monsters. Now, as you look here, you'll see it says unable to use road guide skill. That's another skill that allows you to search for things on the map. Search for things on an outdoor map. And you also notice it says turn 2. That'll be important for certain other things, like timed quests. Every movement is a turn. Every action your character does is a turn. And every 5 attacks during battle is a turn. Play Minecraft in peaceful mode so no annoying creepers suddenly blow up. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, a treasure chest. So, treasure chests, well... Oh, we got locksmith. Okay, good to know. And we got diffuse. That's also useful. So treasure chests, much like wizardry, they tend to be trapped, and they tend to be locked. And if you don't defuse the traps, you get hit with hit with shit, and it can really ruin your day. But I should also point out something also that would completely frustrate people who don't pay attention. When it comes to searching for stuff on a map, when it pops up on the screen, well, the way you want to check out stuff is you go to skill, and it'll bring up this menu, and you'll see in the upper left corner there is Silver Hills Cold, and there's also the treasure chest. And you can swap between these with the D-pad, but not the thumb pad. And through that, since we have the treasure chest selected, we can do an action, which would be to open the treasure chest. Or we can use one of our skills, like Diffuse or Locksmith. So, we'll use Diffuse. And it might bring up... And this is the major mechanic of the game. I know, but I'm explaining it for the people at home, so they understand how bullshit this game can be. This is to show just how frustrating this game can be, even when you're having a decent understanding of it. But this is the main mechanic of the game. Spin to win, slot machine. Everything is determined by this fucking wheel. And you can stop the wheel anytime. There is a degree of skill in it. But I suck at it. Because I always hit the worst fucking reel. So, there you go. So on the reel, there are 3 icons. At least when it comes to these sorts of things. There's the gold circle, which is what you want to hit. There's the X, which you don't want to hit. And then there's the dynamite, which you really don't want to fucking hit. And that's why. Because you just get fucking
Step back,
wrecked.
little man.
I shall join you.
So let's get into battle. This is a treasure slime, so at the very least, this kind of turns out to our benefit. Because treasure mimics treasure monsters. What are green insects called? Grasshoppers? Question mark. So battle, to a degree, has the same mechanics as every SaGa game. You can fisticuffs, you can do whatever with your weapons, you can cast magic if you got it. They're called Dave. I don't get it. And just like in SaGa Frontier and all the other SaGa games, by doing certain attacks and stuff, you can potentially unlock new moves to add to your arsenal. The change to this is, well, I'll explain in a bit. So, let's just, let's stabby. The change to the system is you got 5 action turns between your party members to do attacks on. So I can have Laura do an attack, I can have Henry do an attack. I can swap between them. Or I could just have Laura do everything, do a bunch of things. And here it is, the fucking slot machine again. Now you're probably wondering, all the icons are the same, so what's the point of the slot machine? Well, that comes when we get new attacks. Laura stands for L Aura. Okay, that's good. That's good. Well played. Well played, silly. But yeah, when you get more attacks, they get added to the reel. And I think I just learned an attack there. Well, that was pointless. Now, you've probably noticed this monster got several attacks off on us. Well, that's because monsters can have multiple attacks. Most regular monsters have 1 to 2 attacks. Monsters like this may have 3 or more. And boss monsters can go up to 7 attacks. And that's kind of important with the battle system. Is that Pokemon Spinning Ball? I don't know. Now, you probably noticed that, Laura here has 0 HP out of 125, because we got thoroughly wrecked. But she's not dead. Well, that's part and parcel of SaGa's mechanics at a baseline, because SaGa has HP and LP. LP being life points. The new Pokemon is Laura. You see, life points, well, it does what it says on the tin. That's your life. Once those points run out, you're fucking dead. How do you take life point damage? Well, when your HP runs out, you start taking life point damage. And there are certain pieces of equipment, or a chance that you won't take life point damage if you take, over HP damage. So HP is pretty much kind of like your shield, and then life point is your actual hard HP. To make that simple. Is there any way to increase your LP? No, there isn't. You can restore it once you get back to town. And that is the crux of the difficulty of this game. Now, there is a mechanic to this game called comboing. You can combo attacks together. Why does that boy with the yellow hair look like Naruto? That's a good question. Next question. Magic in this game is slow, so... it is... well, I guess not slow enough. Oh, well, fuck you too, slime. Okay, so this asshole just did 3 attacks, so I'm gonna combo these things. He is Naruto from Dollar Store Market. We have Naruto at home. So by pressing circle, hold, this happens. And this happens. And we can chain all these attacks because, well, the enemy has used up all their attacks. How do you know how many attacks an enemy has? Well, trial and error. Fuck you, player. By chaining attacks, it does more damage. Hey, learned knife throw. Very good. So we got our asses handed to us. Now, once again, eschewing any form of RPG conventional standards, because the director just loves doing that, I guess. There's no healing items in this game. Or rather, there is some healing items, but it's in a particular town quest that you have to do, and you can only get 10 of them. So, you're probably wondering, Chaz, how do I restore my HP in this RPG if there's no healing items? Well, I would say you can use healing magic, but we don't got healing magic, do we? So that throws that out the window. So, what do? Well, you can go back to town and that'll fix the problem, but sometimes you can't go back to town in certain cases. Or you're in a position where it's going to take a long fucking time to get back to town, in which case you're going to fucking die. So that's where you have to rest. If I don't like this game, why am I playing it? Because I want to show the world. Even though people have probably already done this. But I want to show just how fucking bad this game is. And how absurd it is. It must be documented. Plus I get kind of a weird sick satisfaction of just ripping on it. So, how do we heal HP? Well, you can rest on the map. How do you rest on the map? Well, the game doesn't fucking tell you. I'm sure the manual does, but we don't got the manual. You can rest by pressing L3 or R3 on your DualShock controller. Stand by? Well, at a glance, what the fuck does stand by mean? I guess stand by. You stand by for one turn. Oh, look, the HP bar went up. And that's how your fucking HP regenerates. And during that time, enemies can show up and fuck you up. Of course, your LP does not recover when you rest. So, yeah. What is this cancerous pile of ass you call a video game? This is Unlimited SaGa, Eric. You might have heard of me ranting about it in Pixel Bro Lee's channel. Oh, that didn't do damage. I'm impressed. Alright, so I tried to do a combo there, and that's what happened. Because the enemy did not expunge all of their fucking attacks. They can interrupt your combo if, you know, they have attacks left, and if their speed is just enough. I've heard of it, but I didn't realize you can make a game out of a flaming pile of cancerous asses. I never imagined anyone would want to try. I know, right? So you can see here, I have some blue panels in my Wheel of Fortune here. That would be the extra attack that I mentioned earlier that you can learn. So if I can just memorize the pattern and time my press, which I didn't, I could have used that attack. That's okay because the bird is weak and it's dead. Like, to give the game a little bit of credit, there is some good systems here, but they're implemented so fucking poorly. Oh boy, demons! Is this game popular, or you just somehow found it? No, it's not popular. It is not popular at all. The SaGa series is popular. Well, cult popular. But this game in particular, a lot of people don't like it. There are a few who do genuinely enjoy it. I want to try and see if there's a redeeming factor in this while I'm ripping it to pieces. But I'm not certain in that. It's a game that exists. Popular, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, that's accurate. least the enemies are dying in one hit. See previous comments about cancerous asses. This can't be copyrighted. I just remembered too, like, when I was playing this offline, no, not streaming it, I was going back across the map that I had already traversed, and the game still makes all those places that I explored, because I fully explored the map. And when I returned to it going in the opposite direction, everything was, you know, pretty much question mark again. So I kind of hate the fact that, despite wasting my time exploring it, fully exploring the map and everything, it doesn't stay, you know, it doesn't stay, what's the word I'm looking for here? Explored. I guess that would be the word. That's called extreme radiation exposure. Oh, by the way, it costs HP to do attacks. As I mentioned earlier about this game being similar to Dragon Song in making basic fucking actions take up HP. Your precious HP that protects your life points, which you cannot restore unless you go back to town. Thankfully, the HP is not expunged unless you actually do the attack. Nice deflection. Good job, Laura. You failed. Now, the consequence of your combo being interrupted by an enemy is their attack does more damage and yours doesn't. The mapping system in Crescent Tower only works by pressing a single use item that only map position of the tower. You're currently able to see the light source. Fuck? Right, that's what I said. I was gonna say something. Now, you're probably wondering, or questioning. It's like, we've fought a few battles now, and we have not gained any form of experience whatsoever. Well, that's part and parcel of the whole SaGa series. You don't gain experience in SaGa games. How it typically works out is that by doing certain actions and attacks in battle, certain stats are supposed to rise up. Like if you're punching or using, you know, very physical attacks, your strength and HP, your strength goes up. If you get hit a lot, your HP and defense go up. If you're casting magic, your intelligence and shit go up. You know, that sort of thing. And, you know, I kind of like that system. It's one of the things that makes SaGa games unique. And, you know, it's an interesting spin if you don't want to do the whole EXP grind. Though instead you're doing a stat grind by doing repeated actions, but I digress. There's always some form of grind in an RPG. This game, despite being part of that series, the SaGa series, has completely thrown that out the window. There's still tatters of it of doing multiple attacks to get, you know, new attacks, which is a core SaGa mechanic in battle. But the whole stat game thing, well, that's completely changed. You don't gain stats after battle. Instead, the purpose of battle, aside from being a drain on your life supply and your sanity, is and potentially getting items from battle, is well, the end of the map. Which is to say, once you complete your quest or get out of the map, that's when you get your stats. How are your stats determined? Well, your HP increases depending on how many battles you get into and how many fucking actions your characters have pulled off during those battles. Kind of fucking insane. But what about your stats? Well, your stats are determined by growth panels, which you are rewarded 4 random growth panels. Well, up to 4 random growth panels, which you can place on your growth panel chart. Or grid. Not chart, grid. And we just went in the circle. What are the growth panels? Well, we'll get to that when we get to it. And here we go, fucking traps. Who wants to bet I hit the dynamite? Fucking knew it! 95 damage. Look at that. Look at that shit. And and there's monsters. But luckily, the monsters did not attack us. So how do we deal with this? Well, we can simply move to the next, we can just move along and ignore the monster. Or, we can attack them outright and get a preemptive strike. Or we can not get a preemptive strike and completely fucking...
stand there or put up a fight?
Or just make me a fucking liar, so fuck you too, game. Ow. There we go. And so we did Sonic Thrust, which is a better attack than Quick Stab or whatever the fuck that was. We should probably heal. Nothing here. Fantastic. So yeah, I missed a spot right here. This is the way. Oh no. Oh, boss fight. I guess. I think we should kill this guy first. Actually, no, he's probably gonna be a pain, so we'll kill the little dudes first. There's also no defense in this game. I don't like the fact that we can't defend. Okay, that didn't kill it. That's not good. Nice deflection. Good job, Laura. Having a hard time putting down Gilroy, the administrator, in the immediate boss fight as soon as you root the central stratum. Good job. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty fucking good. That was a very satisfying attack chain. I don't know what those symbols mean, but we're gonna go with it. Nice deflect. Wow, oh, I was gonna say he didn't take damage. Ooh! Okay, that was nice. Let this guy get his attacks out of the way. Nope, okay, that didn't work. Ow. Alright, well now we can combo. I'm aiming for the bottom circle. And I fucked up. Oh well. That wasn't a terrible fight. Still got wrecked a bit. So let's see if we just can't beeline it to our destination. Ugh. Jesus fucking Christ, every time! I stand by for one turn. I'll need to stand by for 4 more turns. Hurt. I like my slot machines like the next person, but Jesus fucking Christ, I just have no luck. I am not good at stopping the reels at all. So the general strategy when it comes to combos is you don't want to combo on the first turn, because odds are you're going to get interrupted and take more damage. So you want to run out the enemy's attacks. How do you know how many attacks they have? Fuck you, that's how. You just have to learn the enemy's behavior and understand how many attacks they have and when they fucking attack. And even then, that seems like a dice roll. Fucking traps. God fucking damn it! Holy... every fucking time I've been hitting the dynamite. Give me a break. Yeah, I agree, Laura. Do you still believe hero binding is real? No? Maybe in horror mods he's real, I guess. Greetings, I have finally defeated Gilroy. Good job. Oh my goodness. And the monsters are just... I am not getting any preemptive attacks, whereas I was playing Ventus last time and I was getting preemptive attacks all over the place. Monster, singular. Burp. So, do you want to know something interesting about bird monsters? Their attacks can circumvent your HP and directly attack your life points. Isn't that great? Have you tried not lubing your sphincter in the hopes you don't get fucked by the game? I've tried. Unfortunately, the lubricant is too much. Nice. Nice! Good job, Laura. Fucking Laura, deflection master right here. You're not supposed to use CBD-laced lube, Chaz. Look, I need the medicinal properties. The rough fucking I'm getting from this game. It requires... Alright, I don't have roadmaps, so I can't search the area for chests. Not that I want to, because chests are just fucking nearly almost not worth it without the proper skills. Okay, place your bets while I hit the dynamite again. Oh god, I actually fucking hit it. So that's what happens when you succeed, you don't take damage. Surprise. Alright, a rare opportunity where the enemy does not attack us. And we get a preemptive, nice. Now what are the benefits of a preemptive attack? I don't fucking know. Because it certainly doesn't let me combo their asses immediately. As we're going to find out right here as I show you. Oh, okay. Yep, there we go. See? Interrupted my combo. Though I still did more damage, so... Damn it. The one thing you should probably learn from this game is damage is inevitable. And we've made it to the... We've completed our journey and our quest. And therefore, here is our result screen. This is where we power up. So as you can see, we got 4 little icons here. Dagger Arts level 2, Swimming level 2, Sharp Eye level 2, and Sword Arts level 2. You can choose one of these. But we'll get into more details about that very soon. So, given we've been using daggers, you know, it seems like a good idea that Dagger Arts level 2 would be a good idea, right? But then also Sharp Eye would seem like a good idea too, because then it would allow us to detect the traps and stuff that are in chests, right? Swimming? Well, we can swim over obstacles, but, I mean, we haven't really encountered water, and we're uncertain if that's going to be useful at all. And then Sword Arts too, we don't have a sword, so this doesn't seem like a good idea to take. So, which one do you think we should take? Just off the top of your head. By the way, I should also note that you don't have a choice in ignoring these. You must take one. You cannot just skip your level up. Isn't that a lovely system? So you don't use swords, so then it comes down to a couple of questions then. Yes. Do you have a problem being fisted by yes. But let me just let me just also remind you that when it comes to disarming traps and avoiding traps, you're still at the whims of the fucking slot machine. So even if you have skills to deal with these things, you're still going to have a chance of royally fucking yourself. Though the higher the level the skill is, the I guess better chances of actually hitting a not fuck yourself over icon. Will Sharp Eye help you with that or not? Sharp Eye is useful when it comes to treasure chests, because then you can detect traps. If you don't detect traps, well, then you end up triggering them. But let's see here, because let's look at our grid. Here's the second part of the level up, and we can get to that answer. Which is worse, traps or combat? All the above. So this is the growth panel grid. This is how we get stats. Just from looking at it, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is all of this shit? And the answer to that is yes. In the center here is our main thingy, which it's kind of like your core, I guess we'll call it. Where you place your skill panel, your growth panels, will affect your stats. All those numbers that are surrounding the grid, those are your stats. The top 5 are your natural physical stats, and the bottom 5 are elemental stats. Nope, I'm sitting here looking at this thing. I haven't done anywhere enough drugs for this stupid bullshit. Exactly. And certain growth panels kind of have an affinity with certain stats on the grid here. So if we press square to see, we can see what stat gains we get by placing the Sharp Eye ability. We can replace panels, we can put it on a blank spot. As you can see, if we replace diffuse, which allows us to disable traps on a chest, then we would lose, our strength would go down by 1 and our skill, but we would gain 17 earth. Seems kind of like a bad placement. Minecraft Diamond Sword. We place it over here in this little empty panel. We would get a whopping 4 strength and 2 skill, and we would get 3 metal. Metal being an element. If we replaced our level 3 dagger skill, well, we're just gimping ourselves there at this point. We replace Ura, which is basically our enemy reduction skill. We would lose an earth, but get metal and water. Ooh, yeah. If we place it over here, over eavesdrop, which allows us to detect enemies in our vicinity, we would get more spirit and more water and wood. Over here, if we replaced our locksmith ability, which allows us to unlock chests, we would lose a lot of stats but get fire and wood. And if we place it on this blank spot, we get a general boost here to magic and endurance, fire, and earth, which would be a pretty good stat placement. I heard you like gimp suits. Yes, I do. Especially if it's rubber. So yeah. So now that you understand. And also, I was completely wrong in the stats that are surrounding the grid here. The elements are in the diagonal spots, it looks like. Actually, no. Let me see if I can make sense of this. Okay, fist and arm, and that's earth. Arm and sword is metal. Okay, kind of makes sense. Sword and heart is water and metal. and okay, water and tree. Yeah, okay, heart. I guess yeah, that makes sense. Tree and water, earth make light, make spirit. I guess tree and fire make hmm, make that's magic. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm trying to hash out the logic behind the stat placement here. It takes 6 days to unlock a sword. I don't know. Hey, I'm Ran Zulkifit. I'm gonna call you Ran. Hope that's okay. So that's if we put Sharp Eye level 2. What if we put Dagger Arts on there? Well, we got Dagger Arts level 3, so obviously replacing it is a bad idea. If we place it over here, it's a general stat boost. Place it over here, also a pretty good stat boost for strength, skill, and metal. If we replace one of these suppository skills, it's still pretty much a buff. Dagger Arts. I see. But why would we want to put level 2 arts when we got level 3 arts? Well, one, it would help us master dagger skills a bit faster, so we'd get more sparks, which would allow us to learn more skills quicker during combat. And second of all, putting things in certain positions, not only just for stats, but I think if they're like in certain positions, there's like this shit's kind of complicated, and even I haven't fully grasped it. But there's like, if there's a skill in this position, and this position, it's called triangle. And if it's like, if you put certain panels there of the same type or level or something or other, it gives a bonus to everything in those panels. Which, okay, that's a cool mechanic. That's neat. The problem comes is that you cannot rearrange this fucking grid. Once you place a fucking panel, it's there for life until you replace it. And as we've just learned about this game, you don't get grid panels until you've completed a journey from point A to point B, or you've completed a quest. And your fucking panels are goddamn randomized. Which means if you want to get panels to build and kit yourself out with a very optimal and powerful build for your character, well, you're going to have to be going back and forth, willy fucking nilly, hoping for the fucking RNG gods to give you a fucking panel that will give you what you fucking want. That's where the grind is. That's where the true fucking grind is in this game. This is a fucking casino. This is Casino the RPG. Anakin Skywalker on a pod racer, man. So yeah. It's basically saying Jesus Christ on a pogo stick. But yes. So, yeah. So the general gist of the growth panel system is complete quests, hopefully get good rolls on your panels, replace shitty panels with better panels, and God help you if you get a shitty roll and get shitty panels, because then you'll have to replace your good panels with a shitty one and hope to God your next completion gives you something or the thing that you had to replace. What a wonderful fucking system this is. Like, you don't keep panels either. They don't go into like an inventory bag for you to just swap out at willy-nilly. That would be a smart thing. That would be a fucking great idea for this system. Because it would allow greater customization and freedom for the player. But no, we're not going to do that. We're Square fucking Enix in the year of our Lord 2002, and we're going to do the most god-awful fucking mechanics known to fucking man and completely tank our goddamn reputation in the ensuing years. Because we're doing shit like this. Complete quest, get fuck, rage quit, come back a couple days. Complete quest, get fuck, rage quit, come back a couple days. Complete quest, get what you want, joy, then lose it again in the next mission. Rage quit, repeat the process infinitum. Exactly. Exactly, Eric. Get fucked and rage quit again. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There's trying to mix up the RPG system. And then there's just there's this. There's this. This is why I say this game is akin to Lunar Dragon Song. Because it's the same fucking feeling I get when I play that game. And I kind of like Dragon Song to a degree. I liked it up until I got to the Beastman City. That's when everything finally started to click in. With how much the game fucking hates you as a player. Where it completely disregards and disrespects your time. Where it's no longer a fun game. Where the fun you might have been having, the compromises you make to see the potential, the method to the madness that you're experiencing. That's when it fucking shined in for me. When I got to the Beast City in Lunar Dragon Song. Loony Dragon Song. Dragon Schlong. It's good. And this right here, this is that moment too. Is the fucking level up system once you understand what it's asking of you. Because if you're a new player, if you're a person who, read the fucking manual, and I don't even know if the manual explains in this much fucking detail, but if we're going to go, like, offhand like I am, where I'm playing this game, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm just learning as I go. It is fucking malicious how this game fucking sets you up for bullshit. How it, even if you're at a high level brain capacity. A skull-shaped water familiar. You know what? I haven't picked this. I'm gonna try this. Diplomacy. Natural. What the fuck is natural? Helps you okay, that's good. Maharaja. Buys an item at an expensive price. Why the fuck would you want this? Why the fuck would you want that skill? That seems absurdly stupid. Unless it's a translation error. So I'm gonna replace that. Fuck that skill. This familiar configuration has changed. Yeah, okay. So here's something the game doesn't tell you. Alright. I'll get to that later. So now you can see our HP went up by like 30 something. And that's because we had Henry do a lot of attacks during battle. That's how your HP goes up. Same thing with Flora. She went up by like 20 something. You might want to know how a flashlight feels. Exactly. The game at least has the foresight to also allow you to save your game after you complete a mission. Oh, by the way, I also neglected to mention, weapons have durability. We'll get to that. And that's actually what the blacksmith is for. So the blacksmith, this system's not too bad. Excuse me? Yes, weapons have durability. Allow me to show you. Hell no. Fuck the developers and the horse they gave us. As you can see here, looking at my whippin' fang knife. Category, dagger, material, fang, attack 16, durability 25. So weapons have durability in this game. How does durability go down? Well, the same way it does in Fire Emblem. Every attack drops it down by 1. But wait, there's more. There are enemies that can break your weapons. I haven't come across them yet, but they exist, I'm told. Cancer, all of it. You missed one stat. So, yeah, your weapons can break, but there is some cushion, if you can call it that. Your weapons cannot break during the middle of battle. So that's a good thing. So if your weapon durability goes down to 0 during a battle, it will still work and function as normal. It's after battle that the weapon breaks. And then, at that point, you can't use your weapon skills, you can't use any attacks related to that weapon. How do you repair a weapon? Well, you go to the blacksmith. I've never wanted to know what it feels like to hate myself. So I think I'll avoid playing this pile of feces. Yeah, I'm with you there. This is why I'm showing this. So you go to the blacksmith, and the blacksmith, admittedly, not a bad system. You can create items, or rather transform them into different weapons. How this is determined, I don't know. Rare blacksmith handling guns. I guess maybe it's determined by the blacksmith. They can only do certain things. That's my guess. I don't understand it. But anyways, if I wanted to, say, repair my dagger, well, one, I would have to... Where's my dagger? Well, this is where my lack of knowledge comes in. Okay, well, assuming we could actually repair my dagger, the gist of it is you take the weapon in question, and then you can put a material to it, like serpentine, or tortoiseshell, or mithril, or some other shit like that. Or you can take another weapon that you don't want to use as the material. And that will restore durability. You can boost up your durability of your weapon up to 99, which will make it last a very long time. So that's a nice, you know what? That's fine. That's cool. You can work with that. But you can also create weapons as well, which you can take, like, say, a stone staff and turn it into a stone spear or stone sword. And you just simply, you know, pick that particular weapon for the blacksmith to forge. Like, say I wanted to make a gun. I said gun. Gun? That's weird. You had items earlier. Okay, well, say I wanted to make a fucking bow. Well, then I would take a target. Whatever the fuck a target is, it's a shield. And then I can choose another item or material, and that would affect things. And it's in right there, longbow, attack 14, durability 33 if I use, like, serpentine. So it's kind of like a transmutation kind of system, which, you know, that's kind of cool. I like the idea. A shield? Sounds like dumbasses that autocorrect fixed targe or target. Yeah, target. Saying target the French way. Now you're probably wondering, how the fuck do I get weapons and materials? Because the enemies sure as hell ain't dropping them like crazy. Well, capitalism, that's how. Buy shit for your shit. Also, we don't get money from killing monsters, as you might have noticed. How do we get money? How do we get money? Well, my friend, that's a good question. My advice, prostitution, if only. There are two ways of making money that I can think that I've been able to notice in this game. One of them you can only do if you have a particular character in your team or you're playing as that character. If you were here at the start of the stream, you know which character that is. That would be Ventus, the carrier. As you might have noticed when we tried entering the carrier guild, the Baldy McBalderson threw us out because we're not a carrier. The second way of making money is by doing quests, which award you money and items, typically. And the third way of making money is selling shit that you find, or, well, I'm going to assume that, you can buy stuff from these stores, go to another village, and trade it, hopefully, for a higher price. I'm not 100% certain that is the intended thing, because I haven't been paying attention in that regard, and I've only been playing this game for the second day. But I think that's probably the, I think that's probably a method. Maybe, perhaps. Oh, by the way, there are negotiation skills, as you might have noticed, with Henry. Certain characters have skills that allow you to do one of these things for a, buy at a higher price to show off. Fuck that, no. That would probably be what the Maharaja thing is for. I'm not gonna do that. I don't even know what that would do. Maybe I shouldn't have removed that skill. So, there is a skill that applies to just show us the rare items, in which case the merchant will add like 4 items to the list and you can get some rarer stuff. That's pretty cool. We don't have the corresponding skill. Yeah, that's fine. Negotiate until he cries. Yeah, we don't have any skills for this, so just buy normally. Also, yeah, items and weapons have skills. As you can see here with the stone sword, it has multi-blade. How do you get more skills attached to your weapons? Well, by fighting with them. Just like with every SaGa game, you're by using your weapon and doing things, you eventually unlock more skills for your weapon and or character. But in this game, it's mostly about the weapons and gear. That also includes equipment like stone masks and bucklers. How do those unlock? Well, you just they have a chance of happening. There's no surefire way for it to happen, because you can't use an equipment, and getting hit doesn't really trigger it either. But with stone swords and shit, with weapons, well, using them is how the chances rack up. And as for materials, I think materials pretty much affect stats and also are used for, you know, the whole repair shindig, the durability. Also, look at these absurd fucking prices. 62,000 Chromer. I don't know if it's called Chromer, but I'm gonna call it Chromer. For a stone mask. And it has heal -5. Now you're probably wondering, why the fuck would I buy a piece of equipment that has heal -5? What does heal -5 even do? Well, the heal skill on equipment. You remember how we're wasting turns in regenerating our HP? That's what it affects. So there's equipment that improves that. And there's equipment that doesn't improve that. So why would you buy shit like this? Well, that's kind of like the give and take of the system. You want to get at least maybe some equipment that gives you heal, and then you can trade it off for a better piece of gear that happens to have a negative aspect of the heal system here. And in the hope that the other skills in this equipment may be something extremely useful for your character to compensate. Like life prevention, which gives you a chance of not losing life points. A very useful, if not required, skill for this game, I think. Or poison resistance, or something else that makes it easier to not die. So, there you go with the equipment system. But we need money, so we need to do quests. Take Henry the Fiefdom? Well, we could do that. Or we can do Lumina Stone. Calling all those competing the Lumina Stone collection race. That doesn't sound too bad. This doesn't seem like a hard quest. Maybe we should do that. Night Desert? What are the suspicious shadows that appear in the desert? Don't know. We should probably save. Save for stupidity. So let's try the Lumina Stone quest. What could possibly go wrong? No, I don't know what's going to happen. Retired inventor, strange hobby, Lumina Stone. Retired inventor gathered adventurers or organized a race to gather as many stones as possible. The goal of the retiree is to collect the Lumina Stones. He will exchange the Lumina Stones gathered by adventurers for his latest inventions. Ooh. They can be found around the oasis. Sounds good. Item rank will change depending on the number of stones collected. It is necessary to collect more than 9 stones to get a high quality item. Okay, how hard is that? During the race, the whistle will be blown twice to signify that the gate for the finish line has been opened. Near the end of the tournament, the whistle will be blown 3 times. If you don't get back to the gate, you will be disqualified. There's our difficulty. Go. Impossible goal? What? So, we have 81 turns on this map. And if we don't get back to the gate in time, well, we fucked up the mission. So what happens when we fuck up the mission? Well, we just retry it. So thankfully the game is lenient in that regard. I think. So let's explore. Oh, of course there's enemies. We're going to ignore those, because time is of the essence. There's a team of fortune tellers among the participants. Sounds like they are in the middle of an argument. It's north of here. Lumina stones are north of here. Everyone else's fortune said they are south of here. You guys don't believe me? Of course not. Fine. The girl who had different reading started trudging north. And we get attacked by monsters while watching eavesdropping. That's great. Fantastic. Also, just a reminder, we cannot run from battles. We have to kill or die. Adventures ran past me. Bird! Hey, we found out a Lumina Stone. Fantastic. But wait! No, we didn't! You need to actually fucking do the action. You gotta remember, this game hates you. And it's trying to play itself like a fucking board game. So you need to go to the skill menu. You need to select the Lumina Stone. And we need to action it. And yeah, of course.
I've never seen such monsters.
Alright, kill the bird first. And by bird, I mean dragon. Lovely. I'm trying to aim at the back circles. See if I can't hit that blue one. Since it's a lot easier to see the fucking circle, to see where the reticule is on the bottom ring. But timing it is still a problem. That's not a treasure chest, that's a corpse. So there are different treasure chests. I remember reading this one. Corpses do not have chests attached. Do not have chests. Corpses do not have traps attached to it. But we're going to check it anyways. I got some cotton. Nice. It's not what I wanted to do, game. Hey, another stone. Excellent. Slim. And another stone. Oh, fuck, I forgot to collect the... Well, first I'm gonna grab this because it's a magic tablet. Those are useful. That means we'll get one extra tablet on our level up. Oh, we got two. And we get trapped for it. Oh my goodness! Every fucking time. You need to implement a rewind feature like Lee does. I mean, I can rewind, but I'm showing you the genuine fucking... The unaltered, unlimited SaGa experience. Just as it was in 2002. The genuine, oh my bleeding sphincter of it all. Yes, basically. By the way, fun point, this is the skeleton I died to in that unwinnable scenario I mentioned earlier. Were you here for that, Eric? I don't think you heard that story. Ooh, 3 stones. Nice. so we've collected one. We've got 6 stones. We just need 3 more and we get a high quality item. Not bad. You know what, I'm just gonna go fisticuffs so I don't break my weapons. Nice. Release the blade of SaGa's parry ability. Good. Great. Fantastic. I found the limits of your chat system. I guess you weren't here for that. Okay, so here's the story. When I was playing as Ventus, before I did this stream, which was yesterday, I had a second party member, and we came to a place called the Vale, where an event happened where a bridge collapsed after a battle, and it split my party members up. My second party member had a debuff growth panel on her grid panel called Phobia. No, I mean my previous comment didn't show up in your chat system. Oh. Well, I'm gonna retell the story anyways. So, the second character had a debuff growth panel called Phobia, which decreases her attack power if she's facing undead monsters. She gets into a battle with that skeleton we just murdered, and she can't do any damage to it. And you can't run from battles. So I am left there to die and lose an hour of progress. What an amazing system. Hi, Shadow. 4 stones. We have exceeded our quota. We can win. But what if we get more stones? We got turns. We can do this. We can do it. I think. That's a lot of slime. But if I grab that, I'm probably going to get attacked. So it might be in my better interest to attack the slime, get a preemptive on the slime. Even though I don't even know if preemptive does anything.
I've never seen such monsters.
We're just going to cast magic. Cast all the magic, because we don't got MP. We do not have MP. And that fucking reminds me, I forgot to set something for Henry. Or maybe I didn't? I don't know. Detect undead. Nice deflection. Nice deflection! Oh, that's good. That is satisfying.
Didn't even put up a fight.
Now, being able to pull a combo off like that, that just completely wipes the field, That is satisfying. That is... I like that. That's a good thing about this system. The problem is you just don't have any info to fully optimize it, because it's a trial and error thing, knowing how the enemy is going to react. If you knew when the enemy was going to attack, or you had some more indication of how to more strategically position your, attacks to get off a long-ass combo, or hell, what if we could have a fucking defense button to skip turns or some shit? That would be nice. Like, jeez, like I said, just unique and interesting system, implemented terribly. Gee, I wonder if Detect Undead will detect the undead before us. Nice deflect. There is one aspect, though, that can kind of help you form off combos like that, and that's the fact that magic is slow. It's going to be the slowest thing that comes off, and so enemies will have their turns before you even get to do anything. So, that's one way of getting off giant fucking combos. Just cast magic and face tank, and then wipe the field. Sure. From the center of the desert, head southeast. Oh, thanks for the bandana. How nice of them. Well, since our girl Laura... Metal support... Wait, where's the fucking bandana? Can she not wear a bandana? Where the fuck is the bandana? What the fuck? You give us the bandana, but it's not in our inventory. What the fuck is this shit? Wait, do I not get items until the end of the fucking quest as well? Is that how this is? Grokathy, I need you. Grokathy. Unlimited SaGa. I picked up it. I got an item from a event, but it's not in my inventory. Do I not get? Do I not get items I find until the quest is over? Just like the level up system. Just like the growth system. Question mark. No, items are not held until the quest ends the way the growth panels are. You get them and they go into your inventory as soon as you properly pick them up or open them during the adventure. Really? In Limited Saga, noticing an item or event on a map scene, picture, name pops up, only means a character spotted. Of course! This fucking game. This fucking game. You saw what just fucking happened here. An NPC is like, here's an item for you. Oh, thank you. What's the first thing that comes to mind? If you've been an avid player of Square RPGs at this point in time, and you're playing this game, an NPC fucking gives you an item. The fucking item pops up on the screen, tells you what it is. Oh, hey, I got that. Okay, cool, free item. And then you go to equip it and look in your inventory, and you find it's not there. And you're thinking, did the game glitch out? Is it broken? What the fuck just happened? Where's the item? And let's just say, you know, even if you're me, and you know that, you know, when it comes to getting items in this game, like the fucking Lunar stones for the quest, you have to fucking bring up the skill menu, and then select that very fucking thing on that panel, on the map panel that you're on. And then you have to action it, or use a skill on it to do something with it. I mean, yeah, that would be the next logical course of action, but again, this is, again, another fucking standard goddamn aspect of role-playing games. You wouldn't think. You would not think you had to do a 3-step process to get the fucking item that an NPC hands over to you in a fucking event scene. So God help anyone if a fucking really good item pops up and is given to you by an event or something, and then you go along your merry way, complete the fucking quest, and then you go to equip the thing because, you know, or do something with that item, and it's not in your inventory. You're like, where the fuck's the item? You feel like you got scammed. What the fuck is this game? Why would you? What? The game hates you. Fucking dragon song. Lunar fucking dragon song. Syndrome. Even though this game predates Dragon Song. I don't grasp the mentality. I do not grasp the mentality of what the devs were going for in this one. Like, yeah, I get you want to make this kind of like a tabletop role-playing game with that fucking aesthetic you got going here, but this is, there are better ways of doing this. There have been games that do this better. Fucking Crimson Shroud on the DS. That game fucking does it in spades better than this. I'm fucking at a loss for words. That pissed me off. That pissed me off. I didn't even realize. I should have realized, but I didn't realize. Probably because I never got, like... Well, no, I have. And I made that mistake with Ventus. Now that I think about it. Because I've had instances where it's like, oh, hey, I got an item. No, I didn't. Because I didn't decide to go through the fucking 3-step process of going to my skill menu, going to the fucking thing that's on the ground for some reason instead of being in my inventory automatically like every other RPG. And then selecting, you know, pick it up. But that's how you learn. Live and learn, and then you get fucked. Oh yeah, you also have an inventory limit. 90-something items. I choose a few things differently, Chaz. How so? And there it is, the bandana. With fire support. That sounds like a good item for her to have. I view it as the NPCs hating you. Here's the item, fuckwad. And they just throw it and let you leave it on the ground before walking away. And then and then for whatever reason, the mother of all brain farts happens to our characters where they just think they gaslight themselves into thinking they picked up the item and walk along their merry way. Only to find out about 2 days later from their position as they're in the inn that they don't have the item in question that the NPC dropped on the ground. And then they drink themselves into a stupor, lowing about their lack of critical IQ. Actually, no. Take that shit off. Give that to Blade of Escada. Sacred sword handed down to the Escada family. Oh, okay. Yeah, you already have a buckler. Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll give the Target to Laura. I'm gonna get going. I slapped that like button. Have a good day. I'm gonna go take a bath and relax. You do that. Enjoy yourself. So, southwest, right? Ooh, treasure chest. All right, so let's try to defuse this. Let's sharp eye. There's a trap and it's not locked. Okay, therefore, let us defuse the traps, which will probably summon the Wheel of Fortune, of course. Got it. Oh, it had a mimic trap. Actually, might have been useful. Oh, this is also how you can get money. From chests. A whopping 15 kromer. Of course. Of course. Nice deflect. Nice deflect. Oh, that's good. That's my hit of dopamine. The shining hope that allows me to sustain myself in this game. You know, I think magic might be the way to go for this game. Magic just might be this might be the saving grace for making this game tolerable. Oh, she was right. There were stones here. How many stones, though, is the question. 5. Alright, how many... 44 turns. We should probably get the fuck out. Given how things are. Locked and a trap. So, let's defuse. Ah! Again. And a mimic. Oh well. Mimic is fine too. Fucking acid. Seriously, man. Fire arrow, fire arrow, fire arrow, fire arrow. I just love how the combo name just spams the skill names. Or release Target / evasion. Nice. We found a copse. Nice. 6. Wait, that's not the number of stones we're getting. That's how many we've collected. I have been reading this situation very wrongly. Because it's been incremental every time we fucking get one. So we need 3 more. Let's use Ura. That's a lot of slime. Oh, we are running out of turns so quickly. I probably should have used Ura right off the bat. Just avoid the slime brigade. don't have enough. Oh! Okay. Let's get out of here. Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Okay. You see the invention, but it broke. Are you? Are you fuck? Are you? Are you? Okay. 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 Wood Artiste's Magic Tablet. Parachute far from there has road guide skill. Ooh, that's nice. This will probably be better. This would probably be very good. So. But if I wanted to put it in the, if I wanted to put it in that spot to increase, no, not there. Wait, does it increase fire? What? Where? What? Oh, right there increases fire. I'd have to get rid of locksmith, which means I can't open locked chest, and I'd have to hope I get another locksmith panel if I wanted to if I wanted to kind of optimize this for fire, since it's a fire familiar. But the best place to put it, apparently, would be right here, I guess. If I wanted to not get rid of anything here. I mean, Ura might be the best one to replace it with if I wanted to get into battles to increase my stats. But I should have used Ura much earlier for that mission, because running into battles runs down our timer, if you will. So it's actually a good thing to have. Eavesdrop, you know what? Honestly, I don't think that's a useful skill. I don't think it's useful. But the gains on that are not very good. It's an overall improvement, but it's still. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it right here because that's decent. Those are nice buffs, right? I guess. Alternatively, since it's wood over there, I could put the wood tablet right there, since that's water and wood. But I can also give that tablet to our boy Henry. Nah, we'll just do that. We'll take the Fire Familiar, if only because it gives us the road skill, which means we can search for stuff and hopefully find chests. Only useful when we're not on a time limit. Fortune Teller. And quick. Oh, this is useful. Quick Fix is useful. This would allow us to repair weapons and stuff during battle, I think. That's a very useful skill. Fortune teller is also useful because that means it allows us to see what kind of traps and stuff are inside a chest and if it's worth even doing. So both of these are pretty good. I'll take quick fix might be better in the long term. So which one would this synergize better with? Over here? I would say probably metal, maybe? No. 10-9-5. As a core skill, that boosts everything. But not by much. 14 on skill. Ooh. $18 magic. Hey, his elemental tree in his stat positions are different than Laura's, I just noticed. Because metal and fire are not where they are on Laura's tree. Same with water and tree. Huh. Interesting. That's a lot for magic, though. Yeah, you know what? That seems like a good place to put it. We'll put it there. And Henry got himself 20 HP. Laura got 30 something, it looks like. Well, just under 30. Because she's spamming fireball everywhere. Well, we didn't get an invention. We didn't get the invention. That might have just been a foregone conclusion. But we did get some pretty good stuff out of the aftermath of it. So, I guess that's the reward in itself. Fang Knife is not doing too hot. The Blade of SaGa has no durability. It cannot break. So I guess there are weapons that can fit into that. Probably because it's the quest item, I'm betting. Well, not quest item, but it's, you know, a story item, I guess you could say. An artifact. This guy has fucking life protection on that armlet. Mother fucking hell. I guess that's why Laura's probably the recommended first character according to the dev notes on the character selection. And we did find a little bit of chromer in that chest during the event, during that quest. So, a little bit of profit. But we certainly didn't get any money from the quest itself. Unless we sell the cops and the cotton. Oh wait, that's, well, same difference. But look at that, it's fucking pennies. Pennies. So the main moneymaker, at least in our regard, is finding chests with chromer in it, or doing quests that actually give a monetary reward. Or, if we can find Ventus and add him to our party, he can fucking we can do courier quests through him. At least I think that's how it'll work. But I think you get the gist of this. I think you get the gist of this game. Of Unlimited SaGa. Why this thing is such a... Ugh! But you want to know the fucked up part about this entire thing I've run you through. I kind of find myself wanting to play more. Because I want to... I'm stubborn like that. I want to try and fucking beat this, to figure it out, to not be utterly lambasted by this fucking game. As much as it has made me rage. Like, when stuff works, like when I do those combos, when shit goes together and I get like a more understanding of what's going on behind this game. It's like, okay, alright, maybe I can get through this. Maybe it's not as bad as it's looking. But from a critical standpoint, this is fucking terrible. This game is hard, but for the wrong reasons. I can see where people might enjoy this game, because there are aspects of it I enjoy too. But the implementation of all the things in here that I hate, that I do not like, they are just so egregious. This game hates you. It is unintuitive. It is cumbersome. It fucking hates you. It is malicious in its lack of giving you information as a player. There's a line between just letting the player figure shit out for themselves, and then there's this. And again, yeah, this was in the era where tutorials were still kind of in their infancy, but as I explained earlier, a good game developer, a good game that didn't have tutorials back in the day, the tutorial was playing the game itself. And in regards to RPGs, the tutorial was in talking to NPCs and story and other shit that would give you the clues or the explanations into how things worked. And it would be enough information for the player to smartly piece them together and figure it out and not be horrifically punished in trying to fill in the gaps that were not explained. This... like, that's the best way I can kind of explain it. This is like throwing somebody who's never played Dungeons & Dragons into a Dungeons & Dragons game. And then just telling them, have fun. Yeah, you got the manual right next to them, but there's so much fucking shit in there that they probably will end up dying just trying to read it. Not saying that the actual manual for this game is like that, but I'm sure it would not illuminate a lot of things either. Like, again, back to older games who had manuals and stuff to explain the game and story and all that. Even with the explanations in the game manuals for older games like this, the game still had a way of teaching the game hands-on. And this one just kind of fails in that regard. Like, let's compare it to another Square game. Legend of Mana. That has some complex systems to it. But the game at least tells you how they work. And getting to experiment and find the nuances of how those systems work in Legend of Mana, chaining your skills together to make an effective build for the character, or whatever. You can experiment with those to a degree of freedom that doesn't feel like you're being horrifically punished for trying to experiment and understand what those things do in regards to the game you're playing. And this one, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like if you make a mistake, it is a critical failure. Whenever you make a mistake or you guess wrong on the aspects or what is expected of you from this game. Like earlier with the fucking NPC giving us a bandana. The expectation for anyone who's played RPGs is, oh, the NPC gave us an item. Cool, it's in our inventory. Nope, not in this game. As Eric so eloquently put it, NPC hates you. Here's the item, fuckwad. Drops it on the ground, walks away. Doesn't give a damn. And the characters are either cannot perceive breakfast and walks off. 2 days later, finds out they didn't pick up the item, or they pick up the fucking item after examining the area, trying to find it because it fucking rolled under a rock or some shit. Like, I hope you can understand just how fucking stupid a lot of the implementation of this game is. Like, there's something good in here. There is something good. Just like with Dragon Song, there is something, that is decently good there. But it's buried under such horrifically, badly implemented shit that hates the player. And it just makes it unfun. But then when the fun stuff comes in, it's really fun. It's really satisfying. Pulling off combos is fucking fun. It is great watching you pull off a successful chain of attacks and watching the enemies get wiped. I like the strategic potential of having the 5 action point system and dividing your attacks between characters, and you can splitting it up against the enemies in a way to where you can wipe the field during one attack turn if all things go right. If it was refined to a point where you had more information, to where you can make more strategic decisions, where it wasn't just left to literal fucking chance and good reaction timing on a fucking slot machine reel, if there was a way to fucking know when the enemies would be attacking or how it affect, kind of like in Final Fantasy X, where it has like the action meter or whatever the hell that thing is called, the system where it shows the portraits and it shows the turn order, and then it adjusts itself depending on the actions you queue up in the attacking phase or whatever. Like that would fit perfectly in this game. That would be an amazing quality of life that would allow for better player action and strategy. But it's not present. Probably because they didn't think of it. Maybe. That's the best outcome, is that they just didn't think of that. Actually, no. They should have thought of it, because this game came out after Final Fantasy X. Because on this game, there's a Final Fantasy X-2 preview. So they know this system exists, but they did not decide to implement that, for God knows whatever reason. Because it would fit. Because as far as I can know, when it comes to battle and turn order, it's based on the agility of the monster and the player, I think, as well as whatever weights and modifiers when it comes to the attack of what's being used. If you're using light weapons like a dagger or something like that, then the attack turn's going to come a bit faster in comparison to other enemies who may be doing something else like magic taking the most time, and using heavier weapons like maybe an axe or a hammer or something that has a high modifier for wait time to affect the turn order. Like that fits fucking into that system that's in Final Fantasy X. Having that in would make battles so much more better. Like, that alone would just give this game 2 more additional points on the review meter. if this were reviewed. Music's pretty good though. I like this. I like Wanda's theme. This is a good theme. Yeah. But yeah, that's Unlimited Saga. I'm not gonna torture you guys anymore with this. If you've been curious about this game like I was before actually playing it, and this hasn't really convinced you that this game is just really badly implemented. It was made with a malicious intent against the player. Then I advise you play the game yourself, and you know, if you like it, well, you're one of those rare people. Me, on the other hand, it's kind of in the middle for me. Like I said, I kind of want to still keep playing because I want to. I just want to. I want to try and see if I can't figure out the magic thing, or maybe I'll adapt some way and it's not as bad as it's looking from where I'm standing. But even then, it's like with such a really rough and bad like beginning for a new person playing this game, that's kind of the critical moment for if a game gets returned or not, or refunded. Like, you can't use the, oh, it gets better in 20 hours excuse here, because no way nobody's gonna go through fucking 20 hours of this to get to the good shit, as it were. Except me, probably. Because that's me. Okay, enough rambling from me. So, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for enjoying the ranting and suffering hour with ChazDragoon. Next time we'll play something else or go back to Wizardry, or we still gotta do Deltarune. You know, so much to do, so much to see. But given that I've unlocked the gates to PlayStation 2, I've just been wanting to PlayStation 2 at this current juncture in time. So, with that said, the show is over. Thank you for enjoying my suffering. I will see you whenever the hell I see you. Until then, take care of yourselves. Such a nice song. This is really a good track. I like this track. This is a very good track.